Hello and welcome back. I'm Dr. Lori Williams. Today I want to talk to you about the aligning with the divine timing. So, divine timing isn't just about waiting around. It's not just about, putting out there what it is that you're trying to bring into your life or manifest. It's not just putting that out there and sitting there and waiting. It's a sacred rhythm between yourself and the orchestration of the universe, of God, whatever you want to call it. And essentially divine timing works kind of like the seasons. So in the spring, you plant the seeds. Throughout the summer months, you tend to those seeds, watch them grow, you nurture them. Come the fall, you do a harvest, and then over the winter months, you rest. So essentially, if you look at divine timing in that kind of a manner, you can see that, you can't just like plant the seeds in the spring and then harvest them the next day. That's not how it works. There's a lot of growth. There's even growth that's happening as far as a root system before that plant ever breaks the ground, and where you can actually see the actual growth of that plant. So in this scenario, you're the plant, and there is through this sacred orchestration, there is a growth. There's always a growth opportunity for you. And the truth of it is that if you're not getting the things that you are trying to manifest in your life, it's because as human beings, we're kind of hardwired for instant gratification, especially in today's society. And divine timing actually prioritizes growth over speed. So if you're feeling uncomfortable in this, like in the in-between, the truth of it is that that's a lot of the time where the most growth is going to happen, the most inner work needs to happen. And that's why it's important to not just sit around waiting for divine timing to kick in. So how do you bring divine timing into your life? First and foremost, you have to stop trying to control the outcome. The when and the how, so the when it's going to show up and how it's going to show up or how it's going to play out is 100% not up to you. That's 100% on that's the divine orchestration aspect of it. So trying to get out of, or working towards getting out of that control, that trying to force things to happen, and really getting more into feeling like a partnership between you and divine flow. And then the more aligned that you are internally, the smoother the external timing unfolds. So what I mean by that is you can't just sit and tell yourself or tell the universe of, hey, I'm ready. I've done the inner work. And the truth of it is that a lot of us, we don't want to do the inner work. That's the hard part of it, is having to look at ourselves. But it's always exactly what we need, because as the universe is bringing things to our reality, it's requiring us to be that next version of ourselves, so that we can be able to hold it and actually use whatever this is to the best of our ability. So how do you know if you are in divine alignment? You're going to notice things like synchronicities. Like if you say something, like one thing that has been coming up a lot for a few different clients of mine is they'll think of someone or talk about someone, and within 24 hours, they're talking to that person, like physically talking to that person, whether it's in person or online. It could be like chance meetings or perfect opportunities that it's like, something that you manifested 3 years ago actually coming to fruition. Because it's, usually after 3 years, we're not so focused on it anymore. So it has the ability to be able to come through, and the feeling of peace and detachment that comes with not having to force anything, that allows you to wait in a place that's not, you're not trying to like rush the process. This may even between synchronicities, and the biggest thing is doors are going to start closing for you. This may be relationships. This may be opportunities that you thought that you wanted. There's going to be a lot of things ending, in your life for these new things to be able to come to fruition. So in hindsight, you will definitely see how those doors closing was actually protecting you and setting you up again to be receiving of what is coming for you. So how can you get yourself into alignment with divine timing? First and foremost, trying to stay as present as possible is very, very important. Staying grounded. This could look like journaling, meditation, practicing your faith, trust building exercises. Like you can recall different times where, you were successful in manifesting and realizing that, hey, you know what, just because it's not working out the way in the time that I want, I have proof from previous experiences that it worked out. Not only did it work out the way you wanted, but it actually, in most cases, will work out way better. That's the gift of divine timing. Is as much as we try to control things, as much as we try to orchestrate everything, when we actually do get the thing that we're looking for, it's typically so much more perfect than what we could have even planned. And this is why it's so important to really align with divine timing, is because we as human beings are very limited in our capabilities and even in our thought processes of what it is we think we want. And the universe isn't. The universe is infinite, and the possibilities are infinite. So just trusting in the unknown, trusting that anything that you can think of is already coming to you, and just knowing that in the interim of between that time when you are manifesting it or when you're asking for it to the time that you receive it, that the work is all within. Letting go of control is probably the biggest hurdle, but also the biggest payoff when it comes to manifesting and aligning with divine timing. It takes a lot of time to get to that point, because unfortunately as human beings, we are programmed to think that we have to control everything, that we have to have, it has to be this way. If we want to get anything, you got to hustle, all of this stuff. And divine timing doesn't work that way. Divine timing doesn't share that belief. So the more you can stay peaceful and grounded, the more you can stay detached from the outcome, the when and the how, the more you're going to be able to see divine timing working miracles in your life. And it really truly is a beautiful thing when you can start to see all the things that you've ever wanted all just coming into your reality. It really truly is a beautiful thing, and it makes all the work worth it. It makes the trust, the letting go, and the alignment all worth it. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll see you back here next time.